It is amazing.
Yay!
It is amazing to see you. Hello, Miss Melissa. Taurus,
Hello, Mr. James.
cheers. I'm a year older now, so
Cheers.
I think I'm the older one
Mm,
of us right now. I think. My,
you are the older one.
yeah, I had a birthday last week, so I'm the older. I'm the older one right now.
Yes, my birthday is July 1st, so
Oh,
I'm catching up very quickly,
oh yes.
but it does feel good to be the younger one on the call.
Yes. You look amazing.
So I actually caught, I know where you were on your birthday because you were filming on Catalina Island
Yes.
and you were like upset about the hotel.
Yeah.
And I didn't have I was kind of flipping through your channel and I caught that. I'm like, oh, I want to hear more about that. What happened?
Yeah. So, uh,
I
so
miss that laugh so much.
it hasn't been around. It's just started coming back recently. My whole birthday week was a total bust. Nothing went the way it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna do a do-over. I decided I'm gonna do a do-over sometime maybe in June. This was it was like seriously, it was like if it happened to somebody else, I would laugh about it, kind of, because like, but it happened to me, so it was like it was just the whole week was just a bust. So nothing happened the way I wanted to. But anyway, for that specific story,
Okay.
I was supposed to be somewhere else, and that all fell apart. So that all fell apart. So the last minute, I booked a ticket to Catalina Island. I was like, I can still get off of. I need to leave LA ASAP. I need to go somewhere, the F out of here. And I thought, okay, I went there last year, my birthday, if you remember. And I had a
Okay.
great
I
time.
do remember.
And so the weather was decent, as you know, the weather was decent. I said, okay, I'll go over there. I said, for like 3 days again, I'll book a ticket. I'll go. At least I know I'll be relaxed. I'll have some good food. I'll be out. So folks know Catalina Island is an island about 30 miles outside of California, outside of Los Angeles, Long Beach kind of area. So I'll just you do that. So I get there and I book the tickets. This is a good story for anybody who books third party. I booked through ExpediaHotels.com, which I do all the time,
Okay.
doing it for years. Really, I've
Sure.
had really no problems with them at all. And see, I'm old school kids. This is where the age comes in. I print everything out. Yeah, I got it on my phone, and I don't give a fuck. I print it out. I print it out just in case, because sometimes it comes in handy when you have paper versions. And so I get to the hotel. Cute little place. And I'm not going to say it right now. I'm not going to put them on blast just yet. I will be at some point, but I'm going to do it right now. I get there cute. Okay. I get up there. The front desk girl was so nice. The first front desk girl was wonderful. And it was the day before my birthday. It was May 9th. Or it was
Okay.
May 10th. Get there. Hi, welcome. I said, okay. She goes, I see your reservation. I need a credit card to pay. Well, do we have this card on file? I go, no, I paid already. What does it show you paid? And I go, 1 second, girl. And I went into my purse, pulled all my stuff out. And she's like, who's this guy? Like from 1995. I'm like, where's my travel documents? Whatever. So then I show that it says, and I paid 300 whatever dollars paid, and on that card. So I'm back here real quick. So like I was like, okay, I'm buying there. She showed me on the screen. She couldn't turn the screen. It was an old school screen. It was a little boutique hotel. So folks, it wasn't the Hyatt or the Marriott. It was a little boutique hotel. So I go by the screen. It says I didn't pay. So she ain't
Okay.
lying. And so, but it's not her fault either. I said, well, girl, I'm right. So, 1 second. So I checked my bank account. The money was taken out. And I had a strict budget. The last few months have been very tight. That's all the story. I paid my thing, and then I had enough money on my one card for that 3 days. I made up for food or whatever I want to do. So it's very important to the part of the story. So she goes, "It's your birthday." She goes, "Cause I'm talking to you on the phone. My sister's birthday's tomorrow too." I said, "I know your sister's birthday. Happy birthday to her." And we're like, blah 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 blah. But then I call my mom. I go, "Shy," and she told me, she goes, "You did say this because I have sometimes like my gut sense happens sometimes. Usually I listen to it, but I was like, I came all the way over there. I rode the boat, did the whole thing. I get there, and I go, should I leave? Should I say F it, just go and blah blah. She's like, well, it's up to you, James. He goes, but the girl, she heard me. The girl heard me because I can't whisper on my voice, and she goes, we'll just figure out tomorrow. I'll get you a room. I have a room for you. And then what we'll do is I'll talk to my manager. And he says you can have a copy of this paper. I said, sure, you can have a copy of the paper. And I said, it must be a glitch. I said, all you have to do is probably call them. I don't know what the agreement is between third party and hotels. I don't know exactly how that works. But I said, you guys can figure that out. Because I said everything I do is through hotels. But sometimes they say you can actually go through the hotel itself to figure that out. I mean, so I said, you guys figure out. Oh yeah, it's your birthday. We don't stress you out. We'll work something out, blah, blah.
Nice.
So I get to my room, and it was towards the afternoon because I took an afternoon boat, out there, and I walked around and some stuff. It was like nothing exciting. But anyway, so I go to bed, and now's my birthday, and I wake up around 6 in the morning. I don't know. I just woke up. My bed wasn't that comfortable, so I just woke up, and I see ding on my phone. And first, I see messages from people like "I love you, happy birthday," blah blah. But I see one that says hotel blah 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 charged your account. So I look at my account that basically has like $5 in it now, and they had charged me. Wait, so okay, James, deep breath. Yes. So I had to wash my face, put my hair in a bun, throw some clothes on, and throw some clothes, whatever. And I go up there. So it's like 6:30 in the morning. So it's early. I haven't had coffee. I'm going to preface all this now because I had no coffee. I'm already feeling emotional already. It's my birthday. I've had just like this really bad, all this stuff. So that's all preface that. I go up to him and the manager's there. It's a different front desk girl, but the manager's there. I go, hi, I'm James Lott Jr. I'm in room blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh yeah, so here's your receipt. I go, that's kind of the problem because now you guys have charged me twice. So you have like $600 worth of my money for a room that's not even worth $600. And I thought you guys were going to talk to me first before you did any further stuff. He says to me,
oh,
you're staying in our hotel. You stayed for a night. We need our money.
Wow.
I stood there. I was like, okay, maybe it sounds a little harsh because I've had coffee. I'm like, maybe my ears are. I got a little tiny ears. Maybe the hearing.
I don't know how much coffee you'd have to drink, James, to make that sound better.
Come on, Melissa, you're in charge of people. How that sound to you? So I was like, but first I'm like, okay. So I was maybe I'm hearing attitude. Maybe I'm just not out. You know what happens sometimes when you hear something, you're like, did I just hear that? Like, you just say that? Like, you're not really sure. And there's somebody else in the room, so I couldn't say, did you hear that? No. Anyway, so he says that to me. I go, well, I understand. I said, your front desk person was I said her name, blah, blah. She was so lovely. And so she was like, it's like, today's my birthday. I'm waking up to this. But I'm just understanding, did you call Expedia and find out did you call your people or what's going on? He's like, it is not my job to do that. I mean, and his sentence was just like, and like you just sitting there, like, I mean, I can say a sentence and stand there. So you're telling me you didn't really investigate? Like, because it could be a glitch. I mean, my thing clearly says paid. I'm not going to show you my bank account, but my bank account, it is out of my bank account. All I know, sir, is you chose to stay here. You owe us blah, 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 blah. We don't have that on file. You can't just stay here for free. I mean, like he's jumping all over. He's jumping over all kinds. I mean, we're not even discussing that at this point. And he's like, so I think it's up to you, since you made the reservation, to figure out with your bank and with them what the problem is.
Right. Okay.
So, folks, I don't do this normally. I don't really normally do this. I just burst into tears. Grown ass man. I was so upset. I've never really done it. Normally I go off on people, but I think because the whole week was a bust, it was on my birthday. he just gave
Yeah.
two shits.
People are being mean.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. And so I literally just burst into tears. And him in front of these kind of looked at me because he was a grown 300-pound, 6-foot man, black man crying in front of them. I said, I understand. I can't believe this is happening. I said, I cannot believe that you are being so rude and insensitive, especially on my birthday. I said, I hope your birthday sucks. I hope that everything goes wrong for your birthday. I hope nothing good happens for you. I said, you suck. And I turned around, I walked out and went to my room and cried. They called my mommy and cried. And I talked to her about it. I'm like just pissed. Then I went up, then I did my show. I said, before I call anybody else, I need to calm down. And that's why I did. And my Lotties were there for me. Thank you, Lotties. I love you. And that's why I went on and told the whole story. And
Okay.
I said, I said, literally, I have no money. I have no money for food. I have no money to get off the island. So I have no money to go back to my ship. I have no money to get out. Like I said, I don't have anything. I don't have credit cards. I said, I don't have nothing. And my Lotties started sending me money. I was like, ding on
No.
Venmo, a ding on Cash App. I think they sent me money for me to have lunch and dinner. They were wonderful. I can almost cry again. They were wonderful,
No.
and the whole thing. So they said just until you get your stuff settled, you deserve. Because everybody's like the last 5 months of your life have been just so you deserve it. And everybody was like looking forward to me having this vacation like I did, and that was very sweet. That my fans came to my.
Very sweet.
It was very sweet, and so the rest of my birthday day was okay. But then I had to also after that I went and got some coffee. Then I had to go
Right.
online and figure out what was going on, and I resented that whole experience. I'm like, it's my birthday. I'm on the phone for 2 hours total,
Oh my God.
trying to figure out what happened. In the end, so everybody, the part two of this. In the end, I did get a refund. It was coming. Of course, like 5 to 7 business days, whatever. It's coming from hotels.com. They saw,
Okay.
they go, yeah, they charged you. We see that they charged you also. And they go, well, did you talk to them for? Yes, I tried talking to them. I said they were not helpful whatsoever. So they put me on hold. I guess they called them and they weren't helpful for them either. And so it was but I mean, literally, it was 2 hours on the phone. I clocked it, it was 2 hours on the phone in Catalina Island on my birthday, dealing with a problem. So that's the whole story, Melissa.
I'm sorry. That is really a bummer, right? On your birthday.
Yes. I just
It's
was
good
like,
to have friends.
what?
That's the message, I think. It's good to have friends.
The message is people are fucked up. The message is there's a lot of messages, Melissa, that I learned. No, I think I really actually I don't know what the message is and the big message. Usually I try to look for the big message for the whole week. I don't know why I didn't get the week I wanted. I have no idea why. Um, and because I was supposed to, so folks, I was supposed to be in Kansas, so I had a whole plan. I was going to Albuquerque first to this little getaway, a little spa getaway. I was going to do that, and then meet up with our friend Flobo, guest of the show.
Elbow.
We were going to meet in Kansas, and he was going to go to a couple of baseball games there. He's trying to get to every stadium in the country. That's his baseball
Nice.
country. So he'd never been. So we are going to meet up there, see my sister Nicole, see some of the Lotties that are there, go to the United Negro Baseball Museum, do all this kind of stuff. And I love Kansas. I was going to eat my way through Kansas, do all that, and then come home. Well, the day of my trip, I was supposed to take the train from LA to Albuquerque,
Okay.
fly from Albuquerque to Kansas, and then the whole thing. Well, the train got delayed in Kansas City coming this direction and screwed
Oh.
everything up. Then I lost the money from the spa in Albuquerque. They wouldn't give it to me. And it's like
Wow.
Flo had to go to Kansas by himself.
Oh.
All this stuff, like, everything just kept. I'm like, I'm not relaxed, and because I was still here in LA, my mother was like, "I need you for this." I'm like, "Okay, I'm supposed to be on vacation, but I have to help. I'm still caregiving my mother." So like nothing. Nothing. And so the whole week was just like it was not good for me. So Catalina was my last ditch effort.
Well, it was your last chance to
Yes.
have a good birthday. It was like the redeeming moment that failed miserably.
Yes. But
Thanks to Mr. Manager on Catalina Island at the No Name Hotel place.
I will be blasting them. Don't worry. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do it yet. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided how I want to do it yet. But the one thing that was, because officially my birthday week was over on Friday. But I guess I could count Saturday. I took my brother to see Six, the musical,
Oh,
which was amazing. If you ever can see, you should see it. It's so much fun. It's 80 minutes. It's like a concert. There's no intermission. It's the songs are so good. It was his first time in a musical ever. He's 6 years
wow.
old. He's never been. And now he's hooked. Now he's hooked.
No, he's sorry.
Oh, no, he's hooked. We're seeing Tina Turner next. Tina Turner musical next in June.
Oh, yeah.
And then MJ in December. But the show's really good. But so I would say that afternoon was my brother and I. We never do anything together, and we both needed it because we both my mother's caregivers. So it was like it was a good that part was a good afternoon. So I will say that was
Good.
one thing out of that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's wonderful. How is mom doing?
Woo. It's let's see how I can say. So physically, again, I got to divide it into half. And a lot of you guys at home who've had to caregive a parent understand this, or a relative, I should say, or a relative, you understand this. There's two things with my mom. We have emotional and physical. So physically, she's now using a cane.
Okay.
And she's walking more. We're getting her. We got her out the house finally a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Took her to Big Lots. Like, and she held on to the basket. She did pretty good. She was one element after she did pretty good. She couldn't do the whole store, but we got her to. I got kind of teary eyed when she got relied with Big Lots. I was like, okay, what is wrong with me? But she is. There are a lot of things she can't do still, but she sounds great. She's starting to now bathe herself. And I have permission. If I have permission to talk about this, she knows. I've been documenting my job. If you watch my 50+ series, I've been documenting my journey as a caregiver. I'm going to write a book about it. I started a support group next month. I now understand caregiving. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, first of all, and I totally understand now. So she's moving around a lot more. There are things I still have to do for her. I still have to vacuum and clean and change her bed and all
Sure.
that stuff. But she's I would say she's at 80%. 80%. She lost over 100 pounds. So she's like smaller than she was, and we're trying to get her food in her. That was the thing. She stopped eating. So that was the whole thing. And then emotionally, now we're dealing with the emotional stuff because she lost her husband while she was sick, and we're all, I don't know, I haven't felt any of my feelings yet. My brother and I know, so we all talking about that the other day. I don't even know what my feelings are because everything happened so fast and it was just so much at the same time. So I know she's kind of struggling with her emotions. I made sure we made sure we were there for Mother's Day this year because it was her first Mother's Day without him. Her birthday's next month. So we got to make sure we're there for that. His birthday, like we got, so there's certain things we're like, let's all make sure we're there just in case, because it's her first time without him. And luckily she has dog Lucy. I do my little dog walking videos. So I love my dog videos. And she has the turtles. So they keep her a little bit of company. But she really wants us, and I've been in charge of everything. So I'm in charge of the finances, running both households, her care. I was one who was bathing her. I was doing everything. And it's like I kind of watch her, and it's interesting. I never thought I'd be doing this, especially with her. And soon after, take care of my stepdad. That was first. He was first in December into January. And so it's interesting. It's funny because my mother and I are close in age because she had me really young. We kind of raised each other. We always say that. And I mean, literally, she almost died. I mean, she was literally almost died. So it's kind of like, I told my brother, I go, we've had the difficult conversation. Now we can talk about anything at this point. But we had that conversation about what we were going to do if she don't make it. Now we can talk about, anything. Anything. There's nothing to be like, my brother and I have gotten closer a little bit, I think, because we have just, it's a trip, Melissa. It's a trip. So I'm glad she's here. She's getting my nerves again. So that's great. So she's getting back to normal. We all got disagreement on Mother's Day. So I'm like, oh, back to normal again. Great. Okay, that's good. But I didn't know that was going to happen. I had no idea with her for weeks if she was going to make it or it's a trip, Melissa. It's a, for our age, especially in our age group, it's a trip.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. My mom had us young too.
Yeah,
So I have a young mom, like you have a young mom. We have we have a lot of
we do.
similarities
No, we do. We do. We
in
do.
our life.
We do.
Um, and she was just down visiting. And, as far as I know, she's healthy, but like you found out that could change pretty quickly. So I'm just hoping, mom who still lives up on her mountain and
Go on,
loves her
girl.
mountain
Go on, girl.
stays healthy for a very, very long time.
Yeah,
But she is probably around your mom's age. So
yeah,
these things hit home for me because I can relate because I think about my mom and her health and make sure I FaceTime her and call her. My sister does too, just so we're always staying in touch and making sure she's okay. So
yeah. That's
I'm
no.
glad that your mom is doing better. That's amazing.
Thank you. No, I tell people all the time that is. I say if you have a parent that you have a halfway decent relationship with, check on them. Just you just don't. And
Yeah.
I didn't know she had stopped eating either before that. So that's what led to this. I didn't know, which is nobody's fault. I told my brother we didn't know. We were busy living our
Yeah.
lives and we're doing stuff. And at
Yeah.
the time, we're taking care of my stepdad who went down very fast because his. I mean, from Christmas Eve when he just stopped everything, he died January 20th. So like less than a month. It was how. So we were busy with that, taking care of him and helping her with him. I didn't know she wasn't eating. I had no idea. She kept
Yeah.
looking small. I kept saying she looked smaller. I kept saying that because she's my, everybody knows my mother's my twin. So her face at one point didn't look like me. I
Oh,
remember seeing her face when I going because we look a lot. I mean, we look alike. It's they call me her spit baby. They always say in the family. But she didn't look like me. And she was like, "What do you mean?" My brother's like, "What do you?" I go, "No, she. I mean, yes, she looks like. I mean, we look relate, but like she doesn't look like me. Like we look very
yeah.
similar. Down to the goatee, but bumps. Um, but no,
That's not nice.
well, it goes. I shaved it off. No, um, but we saw it all the time. But she literally was like my twin, so it's like I could tell something was off, but I didn't. I mean, just you're busy. So I mean, so people out there just don't get upset or mad at yourself. You don't. You. I mean, if they don't tell you, you don't
No.
go. No, you know how old folks are. They don't tell you stuff all the time.
Mm-mm. I've always said that my mom will be dead before we know it. She doesn't talk about anything
They don't. That
about
generation.
herself,
They don't. That
you
generation
know.
doesn't do that.
So I mean, I just know that once we're in the know, it's going to be well advanced, whatever it is, and there's nothing to be done because she hides it. She hides it. So
Yeah, my mother when she got breast cancer during COVID, she didn't tell us to the end either. So she was
yeah.
about to have the lumpectomy. So I was going through all this stuff, and I didn't want to burn about it. Then she called a meeting with the kids. I'm like, what? And, so like, and she told us, as she was I'm having surgery next Thursday. I'm like, what?
Yep.
And luckily, she had stage one. They got it all out. But just like you're right, she didn't. I had no idea she was going to doctor's appointment, biopsies. I had no idea.
No. Mm-mm.
Told her sister, that's who was helping her, my aunt. But I mean, I had no
Yeah.
idea. So yeah, that generation doesn't really. They don't. We talk about we talk about everything. We're like,
Oh
my
yeah.
leg hurts. I tell
Yeah.
everything. I tell no girl, I tell it all. My back hurts, my leg hurts, this hurts. My sister's on menopause. She's like, I'm hot. I'm like, okay, girl, so like, calm down. So we understand you're hot. So yeah, so my generation, we don't care. We
We do.
talk about it. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride, and it's aged me 100 years, and I'm learning a lot about myself and about but the whole caregiver, the whole system of our healthcare system. Thank God, again, I'm going to say to everybody out there too. My parents they had Kaiser, which I don't care for, but at least it took care of them. And my
Yes.
parents had good, have good parent pensions and good. I mean, like I'm very fortunate. I didn't have to pay out of pocket for anything. I know some adults don't have to take care of their parent, like financially take care of them. Luckily, my mother and them, they're because they're ex police. Both of them, my parents, ex city of Los Angeles. He was ex Navy, so they both took care of business. So we were so luckily it was about just managing it all. That's all. That's crazy. But
Yeah.
I just want to say when I took my stepdad to the in the ambulance and took him in the first time, it's $50,000.
Oh
Just
yeah, it's very expensive.
luckily for him, it was $50 after everything was deducted.
Right.
But I'm saying I'm seeing the real. I'm looking at I'm looking at the real prices. My mother was in the
Oh
hospital
yeah.
for almost 2 weeks. I'm seeing the real prices. Oh, girlfriend, I'm
I
like,
know.
I,
I
I,
know.
I done. Yeah.
Yeah. Health insurance, Medicare supplements, very important. Very important.
And it's so
So,
funny you mentioned insurance. It's really funny that you mentioned advocating for
hmm,
insurance.
I wonder where that comes from.
They're like, I just so interesting. They came out of your mouth so freely.
It's just so freely. It's just so natural. What a natural conversation we're having. Well,
That's,
I had a couple procedures, excuse me, all voluntary, but like my sinus surgery.
I remember,
And
yes,
I had it in a surgery center. And so it was outpatient, which is great. And you start seeing the bills that are coming in. And I was like, thank God that I have insurance because I paid like very little. Now, I believe that these prices are inflated.
mhm.
You know, like that big ticket number is
Oh yeah,
inflated
yeah,
because they have their ways of
yes,
charging something and then they accept the payment, but they're that in between there is a tax deduction. It's a write-off because they take it as a loss. So it's not like they're not using that, the healthcare system, those numbers that are magical, right? To help with bottom line. And I don't care because thank God they're there for us. I gotta tell you.
yeah.
Um, you know, when you're not feeling good and you gotta and you're worried about going because you can't afford it, that it just should never happen.
I agree. I totally agree with that. I do. Um, and when I had my root canal and everything, I had to go to
Ooh,
an endodontist. So I
oh,
was what's that? So I had to go to that over in Culver City. No, luckily I have good dental insurance, and so when I like I said I saw the real bill versus what I paid, I was like, oh, I'll pay my little $100, whatever, like whatever it was, compared to what it was, and it was because I had to be. They couldn't sedate me, so they just numbed the f out of my mouth. But I had to have them
oh.
on both sides. Um,
Ooh,
it was crazy.
wow.
It was crazy. It was crazy. I do
Did
everything
they
big.
give you pain medicine for that?
Oh yes, yes indeedy, girlfriend.
Okay, because I understand root canals are painful, right? I mean,
Well,
it's
so no, let me tell you something.
okay.
The actual root canal itself wasn't. The pain before I went in was, but the actual root canal, I didn't feel a thing. I mean, I was awake the whole time, laying there all digging in my mouth or whatever. I was more bored. I
That's the
remember laying there.
worst.
It was 90 minutes. I remember sitting there going, I'm looking at I was like, what's something on the ceiling for me to look at, like a TV or something. I'm like,
There should be. That's a great idea. I've
let's
thought
see,
about that myself.
see. And I was laying there bored. I was bored, but no, the pain comes afterwards. So I was kind of like, ugh. So no, James got some 800 first. I had some Vicodin. My favorite.
Yes.
And then then they said, well, we want you to wean you off of that at some point. Here's some 800 milligram ibuprofen. The
Yes.
over the thing. So, and actually, that worked too. That worked.
It does work. It does. I have those prescribed because I have, you know, my lower back issues from sitting because what I do for a living is sitting.
Yeah.
That over time apparently is not very healthy for the back. And I know that because sometimes I have to take that 800 milligram ibuprofen pill, and I'm grateful to have it so that I can like move and not be in pain. I can sit down again. No, ask me, am I stretching in yoga?
No, no, but me neither, girl.
No, no. I'll just, take the pill.
They're not that harmful. Yeah. So I got drugs, but I'm just, and again, even the drugs. I mean, they were expensive. Luckily, I didn't. I paid like a little piece,
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, I agree with you. It's a shame with folks who can't, and then they don't get things done, and then things happen to them
Oh,
because
yeah.
they say, "Screw it, I just can't even afford that." Or people who do it, and they go broke because of one little thing that happens.
Yes. Yeah. No,
But
it's
insurance is important. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Insurance is important, and we talk about that all the time on the show, off and on. No, I mean all kinds of things. Like I have home insurance. I have and we were oh my god, Melissa! I thought,
Yes.
guys, I don't remember like 2 or 3 weeks ago, my brother had me laughing because he works in Carson, and
Mhm.
there was a tornado out there by his job. And he
Crazy.
goes, they got a tornado warning while he was at work. And he's a
Wow.
Californian, so he's like, well, what does that mean? I've been in some other states, so I know, like, there's no sirens out here, and we don't have tornadoes out here. So they're like,
No.
everybody duck. They're like telling me like, to go duck. He was like, what would I do if I went outside, my car was upside down somewhere else? I go, you have insurance? I was like, we were just kind of laughing. Like, was it covered tornado? Does that happen? I mean, we have earthquake out here and they flood, but like, do we have a tornado? Like, we kind of started, like, I thought you guys and the whole thing, but out here in California,
Oh, yes.
but we have insurance. We all have insurance on things. We believe in insurance. We have car insurance, we have all that. But just like, that was just kind of funny. We're like, but for tornado in Los Angeles? So that was a good,
Yeah.
he had me laughing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's no tornado exclusion in our policies,
Yeah,
but there is
I didn't
earthquake.
think, because I think there was one out there, and I think in Alhambra too, or somewhere out that direction too. It was like a weird tornado sighting, or what do they call them,
The
water.
weather is nuts. The weather
Oh, now
is
it's
crazy.
May gray right now.
It's so cool this morning. It'll be 87 in the San Fernando Valley where I live. And it's kind of confusing weather right now because it is cool, which I'm grateful for in the mornings because it suppresses the heat later on in the day. But I really know that summer is approaching,
Yes,
and I absolutely hate the heat. Hate it with a
now,
passion.
will this will be your second summer at home now, working from home, or first?
Yes. Second.
Like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have my heater on right now, but I know in about 4 hours we turn it off. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. No, I've got my I have I have air purifiers in every room, but they blow cool air, which is kind of nice. So I have it blowing on me right now.
I know you have
And that fan overhead will be going on and the air conditioning comes on and that's when I know it's so yeah.
yes,
Summer. I
yes,
love summer. I love late. I wish we could stay. I think we had this conversation before.
yeah. I'm sure.
Lighter, longer.
Yes,
That's my rule. Lighter, longer,
oh, I
more
love it.
playtime.
I love it.
Yeah.
Especially over here, down here in the South Bay, because now it's getting warm around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, okay, now you get warm. I went to dinner with somebody the other night, and I'm like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. It's still light outside. Okay, great. I mean, I felt good going home
Yeah.
to my neighborhood at night. Where it's still light out. So okay, that feels good. So it's gonna get to like what 9 o'clock at some point, where it'll be till 9, which I like.
I
So
love that.
the heat is I know it's coming. I'm crowning. No, I know it's coming. And I have a ceiling fan, a new ceiling fan I put up. So I have that there. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Nice.
I'm like, let's just get
Yep.
ready, I guess. But right
Let's
now,
just get ready.
my
Let's get
heater's
ready,
on.
get through it,
Ugh.
and be done with it.
I'm going to
Hey,
Vegas. I'm going to oh, please.
I
Oh,
had
please.
planted.
Oh, planted.
I love my. So I have two hanging baskets in my front patio area,
Okay.
and these house finches decided that they were going to make their nest in one of the
Oh, okay.
planters. And there wasn't a lot of room, like to dig down. I mean, I think it's like this big around.
Okay.
And we have two chicks. They were born the other day.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. We're kind of taking ownership over them. We have birds who like to nest in our patios,
How
which
funny.
is great. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But then you get a little nervous, like, where's mommy bird? Where's daddy bird? Why aren't they on the nest? And so I'm like constantly peeking over and checking to see. I feel like Les and I are stewards, like we want to make sure those birds fly away. But I have to water, James. I have to water the plant. It's getting hotter and the foliage protects them. This is my
Yes.
rationale. So I have to water them. So I'm watering a little bit a day, just a little bit to keep it like enough,
Yeah. Yeah.
saturated without drowning the baby birds. So this is my plight. This whole week has been about keeping the plant moist without drowning the baby birds. And
My
it's
mother,
stressful. I have stress.
No, my mother has a wind chime with a hummingbird nest on it, and
Wow.
has two baby hummingbirds in it. And hummingbird comes back. It's a trip, and we're trying to take pictures of it. I got a piece of it, but I got one with the eggs inside. But like her, she's like, well, if the wind gets too big, the wind chimes move. I go, girl, what am I gonna do? We're gonna stay out there and hold the wind chime. And you can't. I mean, you can't touch the nest because then the mama bird may not come back because she thinks. Or I mean, so she's
Yeah.
stressed out. So you guys are all stressed out over birds.
It's it's a stressful breeding season. Okay. We're stressed out here. The funny thing about ours is there are two daddy birds.
Hey, okay, kids.
There's
Okay.
a yellow chested house finch and an orange chested house finch. So mama's a hoe. But I also think that that's pretty clever because she has an extra hand in feeding.
Yeah, exactly right. See, of course, a woman would think that. Of course, yes.
Well, yes,
You'll
because
call her out.
if you're
Yeah.
if you're practical about it, think
Yes.
about that for a second.
Like two
Extra help.
daddies.
I like it.
Yes, but you're a hoe. But
You're
two
a
daddies,
hoe,
great.
hey, because you had a plan.
Yep, and two protectors. I mean, like two, like
That's right.
doesn't kind of work.
But I've never seen that before. I've never seen two daddies.
Times are changing, Melissa. I don't know.
Totally.
Like, you know, well, times are changing in the animal kingdom, I guess. I don't. Yeah, that's kind of fine. That's fine. I'm not a bird person. Everybody knows I'm not a bird person because they always attack me everywhere. And I think they're raping my plants because I'm getting colors of things. I'm like, okay, these two colors did not come together. You must have came from somewhere else. They do all kind of stuff to my plants. You know, I still about my garden. I still got my garden. I still got my garden.
Well,
So
we haven't been able to sit out on the patio because these birds are very skittish. And so they'll just fly off the nest, and we don't want them to be away too long. Again, the stressful thing about being a steward of, these little chickies. But one morning I said, I have to sit out for like 15 minutes because we did the research. The research told us that the house finch can be off the nest for about 20 minutes at a time. So I said, if I get 15 minutes, cool morning on my patio, do you know what happened, James? I got peed on here.
Oh, dang.
And I got pooped on my leg.
Oh, my God.
And I said, I think I'm being told to leave.
I think you are. I think you are. And what did you do? Did you get up and go?
Of course I did.
Yeah, exactly.
The first one was, oh, it's good luck, right? It's good luck. The second one is like, oh, I think this is deliberate.
Yeah, they're attacking you. They're like
They want me out of my patio.
They did.
So yes, of course I got up collected everything I brought out there, phone, whatever, coffee, and went back inside. And of course washed off, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm communing with nature. Les is communing with nature.
And how is Mr. Les? How's he doing these days?
Oh, he's good, actually. He's in a meeting right now. He's in a professional networking meeting.
Oh,
so while we're having fun, he's actually probably bored out of his mind on a Zoom call right now. Sorry, honey.
I'm like,
and he said to say hi to James this morning as he was going into the office. So,
yes.
Hi, James.
I like Mr. Les. That's good. And you got my present a while back. I said I've been holding on to it forever.
I did.
I did. Set it out, James. Set it out. Set it out.
Thank you so much. In fact, I thought, well, should I bring the coffee mug down? I said no, because this is my favorite. This is my favorite with the flowers and the pink one here. There we go. And we're reunited, and I'm wearing pink, and it's matching. So
Yes.
But next show, I will have the Tee It Up coffee mug that you sent me.
That's like
it's a golf with gift basket.
Yeah. It's for years. It's my golf girl, so I have to give out to her.
Yes, I had the worst round of golf ever in my life 2 weeks ago, James.
And why do you think that happened?
See, that's the mystery of sports. We don't know.
Okay. I don't know if you like I was tired that day, or like, I mean, you just, you don't know.
I was tired. I was not focused. I couldn't strike the ball. I lost 3 sleeves of ball. I don't lose balls on the golf course.
Oh.
So a sleeve of balls is 3 balls. So I'm talking, I've lost 9 balls through
Oh
18
my
holes.
God. Wow.
That never happens. That's how bad it was.
Oh,
But you know what? It was a beautiful day. Everything was in bloom. My allergies were in check, so I can't blame my allergies. But yeah, so golf has not been good to me lately, but I'm still swinging my clubs.
because that's all it's life, right? It'll come back around, I guess. It'll come back around. But so when you lose the balls, you got to buy new balls then, right? You just got to buy new
Of
balls.
course,
It's so
I need
crazy.
new balls, James.
Don't we all? No. So I mean, are they expensive?
Yeah.
They are. I
Well, the
figured.
golf, the game of golf.
It's a sport
Correct
too,
myself.
right? Isn't it?
The game of golf is expensive.
As I figured. I figured it was. Yeah.
It is expensive, and though you make your initial investments in shoes and clothes and golf clubs and a golf bag, right? And then the continuing expenses are the golf balls and the golf gloves and more balls and tees and
Yeah.
whatever else that you need, hats, right? I mean, so you're constantly spending money to play the game of golf.
Okay. The little tees are expensive too.
So
Aren't they? The little tees.
no, they're not. That's the cheaper part. The golf balls, if you get a good golf ball, it is very expensive. Like, that's why I
I,
don't lose them.
well, no, I make. Well, I'm saying I have a feeling the better the golf ball, the better your chance to hit. Right? You can't you're getting cheap balls. It doesn't really
Well,
work.
they'll tell you that, and there is a science behind it. No different
Okay.
than any ball, but there is a science behind the compression of the ball and they'll talk about length and loft and all of that, which is great, but that does not apply to me.
So,
I am a very happy, enthusiastic amateur.
but you've been playing for like
So
100 years, right?
yeah, thank you, James. Yes. Um, so but I will tell you is it's the feel of the golf ball. So some really you can feel are harder, some are softer. I like a little bit of a softer ball. Just feels better coming off the club face for me. Um, but yeah, I mean, you could be up to 50 $75 for 12 golf balls if you wanted to.
It makes
So
sense. I'm a bowler, and I need certain weight.
that's right.
I need certain. So if they're too light, I can't do anything. They're too heavy. So that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Makes
So
sense. I'm an amateur bowler. I mean, I'm pretty good, but I'm an amateur bowler. I say stuff.
you're so cute. I'm pretty good. I bet you are good.
I love bowling. I love bowling.
Are you the one that do you kick the leg back as you release?
No, I don't think that. But I am graceful because I do have a little dance in my system. But I'm so methodical now. So I'm always like, because I see that middle era. I'm like, hey, James Lott Jr., you want to go there? And I'm left-handed, obviously. So it's a whole. Everybody makes fun of me, but I'm just like, quiet, I'm figuring it out. And then I do it, and then when I have my turkeys every once in a while, maybe 3 in a row, then you guys can't talk
That's
about
right.
it. I'm not super smooth, but I'm a rhythm to myself. But I'm the ones who the leg goes way over here. I love that.
Oh yeah.
I don't do all that.
Oh yeah. My aunt, when we were young, we went bowling, and you don't know what your family does. Like you don't know if they're athletic because until you go and go bowling, for
Right.
example. And my aunt is super tall,
Oh, okay.
and she starts from the very back, right? And she glides, she slides, she does the turn with her wrist. Her leg is kicked up like a gazelle on the backside, and she like took up half of the lanes next to her to throw the ball. She ended up sideways in this position, leg back here, arm out here. And I thought to myself, first of all, it was very graceful.
Yeah,
But I thought to myself, well, I wouldn't want to be golfing next to her.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
She was everywhere. Like she was just
Her spot,
everywhere.
her space. I've never
Yeah.
been golfing, so that's something I've never done.
Well, we could go to the driving range one time, and if you want an exercise in frustration, I'd be happy to help.
Oh, thank you. Well, I want to see. I want to go to Top Golf because it looks so hot and hip over there. I want to go so bad.
Yes.
It's so
Yeah.
packed. Every night we drive by there, it's packed.
I know. I
It's
know.
packed. And I heard you have to take your dedicated spot. You go to your spot, you can't wander around, but that's fine. It looks so
Yeah,
cute.
but I think they bring you drinks
Yeah, they do it. Food's
and
on.
food.
I do. I
So
want. Hello, I'm good. I want to do it. But yeah, I want to try one again. I because I know all of you who golf. I'm like I said, I don't get it. I don't get it. I want to get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
well, I'm sorry you want to get it because it is a very frustrating game. And it is really one shot or one putt that keeps you going back. It's that insane. So I but I have a bunch of friends, women who think they want to learn how to play, and I say, okay, let's make a date to go to the driving range. And have we been? No, we haven't been. Mm-mm.
Well, I heard it's. I heard everybody keeps telling me it's very much a social thing too.
Totally. Well, that's the fun part about it too. It is. It is very social, and you really do get to see people's personality when you play sports together,
That's
no
that
matter
part's
what
true.
it is.
That part's true.
And so that's kind of fun to learn, get a little deeper about the psychology with, friends, because they're like super supportive people. They're like cheerleader people. They're super competitive people, or they're super kind of like they beat up on themselves, like they expect so much from themselves. And then there are those who are just really good and they know it.
I never forget years ago at one of the first Ybacks. You'll hear a
Yes.
small Yback on here and there.
Yes.
Um, and I remember Nikki and I were shocked. One day we did water volleyball or whatever, and the water, and I was on one team or whatever, and blah blah. We're doing, and people were so shocked that I could play really well. And I was like, it's because I'm gay, you think I can't play sports, or because my personality. I didn't know what it was. So funny. I said, and I guess, but you're right. It's kind of like they didn't know me outside of insurance or know me outside of this
Right.
stuff. So I guess we were just kind of like, they just looked at me like I didn't. And I was like, wow. And even Nick was like, I know you could do. I said, I played sports growing up. I mean, I'm not just some dancing queen running around. I mean, I could do stuff. But I just remember them all being so shocked, like, wow, James, you're really good. You're really competitive. Like, I can be, yes. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm an overachiever. That's how I grew up. I'm an overachiever and everything.
Well, I think also because you don't talk about sports,
Yeah. I like
you know?
sports. Yeah. I don't talk
Yeah,
about it.
but you don't talk about it. So people were probably shocked because normally if I'm in around people who play golf or bowl or play baseball, softball, whatever it is, basketball, they're usually talking about, hey, I was on the court the other day and this happened, or they're usually bringing in their sporting activities. And I don't think I've ever heard you talk about sports.
But I can. I
Mm-mm.
mean, I can. That was another thing too. At some, so I can talk because I'm a big football fan, NFL fan, and I'll be in a group with a bunch of guys, and it's like, Jay, you know your football. Yeah, yes, I do. I've been watching since I was a child. I like football. I played football in high school. Like, you did? I was like, yes. And so, yes, I kind of like shocking people because, yes, it's kind of like, I never got offended by it at all. I didn't get offended because you're right. I just figured, yeah, they don't really know me like that because I don't run around doing that. But yeah, I like my football. I know what's going on. I know how the game works and shit. Um, but it's kind of fun to shock some people and go, oh, okay. Like, we didn't know that about you. I'm like, see,
We are learning new things about James every day.
should never judge a book by its cover unless it's a great
This
cover.
this
So it's like,
this is true. True.
so, this has been wonderful. I am James.
And I'm Melissa.
And unfortunately, we have to end the show. Like, we haven't talked all year. We get to end the show. This is Coffee and Conversation with James and Melissa. I want to thank everyone out there who's been asking for us. They've been asking for us, Melissa. So
Nice.
we are coming back. It was mostly me, trust me. I guess all know what I was going through. I couldn't do anything. But now James is mostly back. So we're going to
Good.
do this. We're doing it on a new day, which is Tuesdays. This will be out every Tuesday now. We'll be doing that. So you have a nice little Tuesday morning coffee. Get your coffee and join us, and we'll do that. We'll bring guests back. We have guests we were going to bring on a while back, so we'll bring them on. We'll bring back Tony and Flobo and all of them. Of course, Melanie. We're gonna bring everybody back. So we'll have folks coming in through here also at the same time. I have some guests I want to bring on also, and so we're going to bring them on here and have coffee and conversation. You can follow us where all your audio dramas and podcasts are sold on all social media platforms, everywhere. And of course, YouTube is JLJ Media, my online network of just celebrated 11 years as a network. So thank you very much out there. Yes, I can't believe it. Almost at 1 million views on my channel. So thank you very much for supporting James Lott Jr. and all his associates like Melissa. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next time.